Hi all, welcome to the Sweet Talks podcast. My name is Chantal, aka Sweet Talk 777 on Instagram.
And my name's Nikima.
And I'm Rihanna.
Cool. Okay, so we had a request some time ago to look at hair types and I guess confidences and self-esteem around our different hair types as women, and I guess black men as well, because some of y'all are killing for them waves that ain't really there. But
Silk cap.
yes. So we all are natural, as far as I'm aware. I think we're all completely natural. So my hair's never been permed. Don't know if anybody else's hair in the group.
Mine was permed when I was 15. Then it all broke off.
Like India told us.
Oh, telling ya. And that was it.
Cool.
And texturized once after.
I never understood what the difference was. What's the difference between texturized and permanent?
One is not as harsh, I think.
Yeah, basically, it just needs a bit more texture in your hair, so your hair's still semi-natural. But yeah, exactly, yeah.
But it's more 3C, which we'll go into.
Okay, yeah. So there are different. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I relaxed my hair. Oh, I want to say maybe I was like, I don't know, between 13 and 14. Never had an issue. My hair never dropped out. My hair just got longer and lighter. And then I think I just got bored. I think I just wanted my actual curl pattern back.
Nice.
And I just got bored of it. But I wasn't brave enough to cut my hair, so I just had to let it grow out and have like 70,000 different texture types in my hair. And then I think 2017, was it 2017 or 2018? One of the two. I decided that for a while, actually a couple of years before that, I've been wanting to cut my hair. And I think 2017 or 2018, I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna just cut my sides off, and so I cut them, and then I just had patterns in my hair for about it grew back within maybe 9 months or less. And that was about it, really.
Cool. I really want locks. I can't lie.
Listen,
I really want
that
locks.
is my dream. You don't understand. I've always wanted locks. That is my dream.
My dad told me over his dead body though. So I have to. So basically, I'm like, okay.
So basically, we're gonna do it anyway. That's what that means.
It might get done anyway, but it might genuinely be like, God forbid when that day comes, but that day.
No, he won't die. He won't die. Charlie, I'm still gonna get dreads. It's my dream. It's absolutely my dream.
I'd love to get dreads.
Me and my fiance have already discussed like my 40th birthday. Like I'm dreading. Like that's just what people do. Like that's how serious I am. And then like because his whole family are dreads, and he used to be dreads. He used to have dreads, and then he cut them off, and so he wants them back. I've always wanted them. I don't have the confidence to do it, but I told myself. By the time I'm 40, I feel like I would have had every hairstyle in life.
Go for it.
So there's not holding me back.
Nah, I can't even say that. Like I can't say I've had every hairstyle, because at one point it took like an act of Congress and Parliament to just get my hair trimmed, man.
Oh my goodness.
What is all
this guy?
You think I'm joking? Listen,
No,
if I said to my mum, Mommy, I'm gonna go and get my hair, how much you getting cut off? It'd be about how much you get less cut off. But Mum, that's dead ends. But that's just dead ends, Mum. No. Okay.
Battle, you know.
It would literally be a battle for my head, for what's on my head.
Wow. Yeah, that's harsh, man.
Hilarious.
Harsh. After about the age of about 13 for me, my mum was done with my head. She was done. No, 13, 14. That's when she permed it, and then she shaved it all off, like a grade 1, and had to go to school, secondary school.
Boy,
that's traumatizing.
I was already getting bullied, by the way, by 3-4 different people, or 2 different groups of people.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I'm in psychology, guys.
To deal with the trauma.
Yes,
Wow.
indeed. Yes,
Wow.
indeed. Yeah, yeah. I've had a hair journeyman, a serious hair journeyman.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we all have. I
Mm.
think we all have. I mean, I can't really speak for any other race, but I feel like every black woman has a hair story
Yeah. Yeah.
somehow, one way or another.
Mm. You know the
And if
thing
you
is that
like me, you
go
like
on.
to colour a lot.
Say that
As I
again.
say, if you like me, you love to colour your hair a lot.
See, I love color, but I would never put it in my own hair. So that's why anytime I want color, it gets plaited in, man. I just be like, let's plait that baby in. We'll leave that in there for 3 months or so. We'll take that out, put our next color in. But yeah, I wouldn't put it in my own because I think my hair's virgin hair. Would have classed as virgin hair, so I would never really want to put anything in it ever.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm.
Should we talk about the hair types?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Go ahead, Riri.
So I googled the hair types. So I'll just read them all off the list.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 1, which
Mhm.
is just bone straight ironing board. 2A.
Did you say
There's
iron
2,
board?
yeah, like an ironing board, like just straight down.
Oh, I got it. I got you. Just the
And
way
then
you
there's 2A, which has like a slight wave, slight. Hear the
Slide.
capital S, slight.
Lord.
Yeah. And then 2B is a bit more of a wavier pattern. 2C, and then 3A, which we get into very loose curls.
Mhm.
3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, and 4C. 4C being the tightest curls that you can get.
Yeah.
So which one do you guys think that you fit into?
I think I have different textures at different points in my head.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
What textures do you have, Ben, Chantal?
So I feel like the front is probably more like a 3B. I think it literally goes 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B somewhere at the back. Well, no, in the middle before the back, because the right at the back goes back to 3B or 3C.
You're funny.
It right changes. I can't lie. Like you see, when it comes to what, in fact, I had wash day today. Right, I had to get up really early this morning to wash my hair, and
why is that, Chantal?
because it takes long.
Because your hair's long. That's
My
why.
hair's long, but it's just enough. When it's wet and it's curly, I'm like, Jesus, where do I start? So I literally have to start by parting it all up. I think today I managed to get it into like 9. That's how I had to party it. To get parted into 9, and then like wash it. And yeah, there is definitely 3 or 4 different textures in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's fun times, guys.
I can relate.
And because
I love Rihanna's laugh.
Me too.
So at the top, back, and middle is all 4D. 4D.
4D.
Tight.
D. Fam, that's not 4D.
Just give us
my own hair type.
You got your own hair type, so we're going into Nikima's hair type now. Okay.
Tight. Nah, 4C. 4C. And then these bits here are like a 4B.
Mhm.
Like a 4B at the sides here. Like what, where, and how. In fact, the back as well. Some of the back is like a 4B.
Mhm.
Wow. So I need to be mindful. Very mindful about, because of the tightness of my coil pattern, I need to make sure that I'm very delicate with it.
Yeah.
The more tighter your hair, the more delicate and patient you have to be with it. Very patient.
Definitely patient.
Okay. And I don't know if you guys know about porosity. Oh, let me ask you, Rihanna, what hair type are you?
I would also say I'm a bit of a mix. I think it really depends. Like the most, I hate this word, but I can't think of another word. The most coarse part of my
Mhm.
hair. I
Coily?
think, yeah, most coily part of my hair. Um, I think would max go to a 4B. I think sometimes it feels like a 4C, but it's just, I think it'll be 4B. But I would say that I'm in between 3C,
Mm-hmm.
3C and 4A. But when my hair is wet, it then becomes quite loose curls, quite very loose. Um,
Ringlets even.
very, yeah, ringlets like 3B, like as if I was biracial almost. Um, in terms of the hair, like, wow, what you see on average, let me not say all, but
Yeah.
on average, what you see. Um, yeah, but also I've coloured my hair pretty much for the last 5+ years.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that eventually that will kind of change your hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, porosity, you were saying.
Yeah. Do you know what porosity is?
Yeah, it's how much moisture you can take in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's whether your hair floats or sinks or something. So,
Mhm.
Okay. So
you
if your
know,
hair floats, do you know what that means?
It's very
mm,
porous. Yeah, it's really
Mm.
porous if it floats, and then
So is that it's a low and high porosity, isn't there?
yeah, but I can't remember which way it goes. You know,
That's a good point. I
I'm
just had
pretty
it
sure
there.
it's I'm supposed to. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to sink
So if it's low,
if it's
high
low.
porosity,
Yeah, high.
high
Sorry,
porosity.
that's it. Yeah, if it's high, it's supposed to sink, and if your hair floats, it's got low porosity.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. We can double check that. I'm sure it's that way though.
Have any of you guys done the test?
Yeah,
Yes, I
I do
have.
it.
Have
Mine
you?
Go on.
floats.
Oh, yours floats. Okay.
I tend
After a
to
while,
do
it
mine.
sinks.
Sorry, go on, babes.
Sorry, go
Sorry,
for
go
it.
on. Go on. Go on. Go on. I'm
After a
listening.
while, it sinks. After about 10, probably an hour, actually. So I think mine's low porosity. Is that correct?
If it floats, it's low porosity. If it sinks, it's high porosity.
That's right. So
Yeah.
porosity, how much? So someone explained to, is it Shanice or something?
Say that again.
Funny.
I just heard Rihanna laughing. I didn't hear what your question was. Say that again.
I want to know what's funny because I want to laugh.
I didn't hear what she said.
No, because we're just struggling trying to figure this out. It's making me laugh.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Go
I
on.
went to like a hair kind of thing. This one woman who in Birmingham, she sells black hair products, which is so cool. She's
Mhm.
called Ivy Wild, and she's lovely. Is it
Oh
Shanice?
yeah, I've heard of that.
Ivy Wild, yeah. So she was
Mhm.
saying like she explained like a hand. She was saying like porosity that's low
Mhm.
would be like this. Your hair strand would be open.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then medium porosity or normal is just like this, but then no high porosity is completely closed. There's nothing
Oh
penetrating.
wow,
Mhm.
Do you see what I mean?
that's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah. So different hair routines for different porosity type hair. Obviously, if I've got low porosity, then I will be doing other things compared to someone who has high.
Yeah. Yeah. I tend to check mine though, if I'm honest, like every quarter, because obviously the seasons change your hair as well.
Environment, yeah.
So, and especially if you live in a
Concrete jungle.
yes,
Sorry.
not just a concrete jungle. I was gonna say Eurocentric environment.
Okay.
Then then
I like that.
it can be quite uh telling on your hair. Let's say so.
I love that.
Yes. So like say for instance now, so like if I'm washing my hair in the so I make my own hair products. Both of you guys already know this in it. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
usually make my own hair products. So like in the winter time I would find myself using more heavier moisture
Yeah.
stuff. So like
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
washing my hair, so like normally in the summertime I'd like wash my hair with coconut water, for instance, or rice water. And then like in the wintertime it would be coconut milk. Just because
Mm-hmm.
like the porosity of my hair starts to change when it goes from one season to another. So I'll go from like low to medium.
Okay.
It's just because of like the amount of crap
Environmental
going on in the
weather.
environment. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So I'd say
Mm,
check it in the seasons as well. So when one season starts, just check
good
what your
tip.
hair is like.
Good tip. Love it. Okay. So explain one of the reasons why you use rice water.
Rice water is supposed to be really good for just your hair cuticles in general. And actually for your hair shaft. Coconut I use more so because it's a natural cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
So I would use that. In fact, that's why I used to drink it a lot, and then some people made it fashionable and made it hella expensive to just buy the damn thing. But like yeah, so just using stuff like that. But I think I use rice water because I think my grandma made me use it once. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be good for your hair shaft and so on and so on.
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay. Are you just using coconut tin milk?
Yeah, because I can't get the natural stuff here. But
Mm,
if I could, then I would use proper coconut milk.
nice.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So has anyone ever made you feel less than because of your hair types?
Hell yes.
Well,
Because I want my hair.
well.
Yeah, because of my hair, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know whether it was consciously done though. And it was actually, I know it wasn't consciously done. It was a child.
Hmm.
But your hair's messy.
Oh,
I said, no, it ain't. Yes, it is. What do you mean? Sticking out. And I'm looking at them, I'm like,
wow.
so I couldn't really challenge the little girl, God bless her, because she has her own ideologies. But
What
I
you should have done
side-eyed
is
the
said
mom.
that about your hair is magic. That's what you should have said. That's what I tell them. Any people that don't understand my hair or understand our hair, I say, listen, our hair is magic. My hair can go from curly to straight, back to curly in a matter of 5 minutes if I really, really wanted to do it.
All you need
Okay?
straighteners and water.
You
That
understand?
is all you
That's
need.
all I need is a straightener and some water. And we can show this magic show. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It's very, very true.
But
Very
yeah.
true.
What
Definitely.
about by your own people though? Because like I know that there was times when when
The
I was
little
growing
kid
up.
was.
Hmm?
The little kid was.
Oh, she was. Oh, yeah. You definitely had to side eye mummy then for real. 'Cause I know people used to tell me certain things just because my hair wasn't permed. So like they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you look like a slave. Why don't you get your perm?" Yeah.
It's interesting you've got that comment because slave masters used to clothe and fix up slaves and not other slaves.
Hmm.
So there's a bit of confrontation between them, if you get what I mean, or
Yep.
a little bit of classism within the slaves, the
Hmm.
house slaves and the field slaves. So
Hmm.
I get where that comes from. That is a disgrace, though, I must admit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure at the time I don't think I was even a teenager at that point. I'm pretty sure I was a little kid.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why don't you get your hair permed? You look like a slave. I was like, okay. Well, thank you
Well,
for
I
that.
said it was a female, black female girl.
Yep. Yep.
Self-hate, that's self-internalized
Of
racism.
course. They didn't I know now that they didn't understand. And then at the
Yeah.
time I was like, maybe I should get my hair permed.
Of course you would.
I was the one that was telling my mum basically not do that.
You was telling your mum what?
That I didn't want it. I didn't want to have my hair permed.
Okay.
And then at one point then she started to get annoyed. So I think by the time, pretty much like you said with your mum, by the time you was 13, she was done. My mum was done too. So I had to learn how to cane road and all that stuff for myself. If it was at cane road, if I didn't cane road it, it went in braids, and I learned how to braid myself and all that kind of stuff. So,
Nice.
but yeah. What about
I've
you?
had, I've had a bit of both, mainly from non-black people. let me not go to start too much because I'll start ranting. But
Mhm.
I remember. Oh, actually, do you remember when I cut my hair off and I had
Think
my
so.
patterns in my side of my hair and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Um, that same day I went to that hairdresser,
Yeah.
and there was another girl in there, like a little girl, and her
Mhm.
mum was in there, and
Yeah.
a little mixed race girl, and then she was saying, um, her mum was saying, "Oh, I appreciated that the mum brought her to a hair salon because
Mm.
obviously, clearly,
Needed it.
yeah, and the mum just didn't know, which is fair enough, and I appreciate that.
Mhm.
But also, she was like, "Oh, your hair's frizzy. It's so frizzy, and I can't. It's just first of all,
It's not frizzy.
have some respect. Have
Yeah.
some
Exactly.
respect. What is frizz? Not on that hair is frizz. Sorry, what is that? I hate when I hear or see beauty companies talking about anti-frizz. Sorry, what is this? Is this electricity? Why are we frizzing?
I was
No,
about
I'm
to
not
say you got some
frizzing.
people there. You got some people that hair that does stick up though, like it gets a bit static.
That's different. Like you're just categorically like putting this
Yeah.
one type of hair under frizz,
Mhm.
and what you really mean is that it's unmanageable, or whatever that word that little girl said to Nikki, it sticks out,
Mm,
it's not a socially acceptable. That's what you're saying.
I
And
hear
what
that.
irritated me about it is because you've gone out your way to sleep with a black man, knowing
Well,
children are going to be mixed race, knowing that you don't know how to look after your child's hair, which is one thing. If you don't know how to do it, that's one thing. And that's why I said, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that she went to the salon and said, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing. That's okay. Come, let us help you. But don't then tell the baby that her hair is frizzy, and now she's
well,
looking around telling it. And she's staying in the salon, bless her heart, because she don't know. She don't know anything.
Lord.
But my hair's frizzy, and I don't like my hair, and da, da, da. And I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I had to be like, no. Let me tell you something. How beautiful your hair is. You've got a mix of two different races
Mm,
in one. Do you know what I mean?
mhm,
Not to say that your hair is any better, but it's you're alongside
mhm,
other people who have beautiful hair, like me, like other people in the salon or whatever.
mm.
So I've been around situations like that, and I've
That okay,
been,
I don't want to break that down too much because I'll go into it because
Yeah.
subconsciously, what is she telling her child?
well, that's why.
And
You
look
know
at
what?
her hair.
I didn't want to say it too, but that's why I had to have a conversation with the mum, because I'm like, you are part of the issue.
Well,
You are the reason she's feeling this way. But you know what? Let me not do that
let's
today.
not go into
So
that.
yeah. So let me switch slightly.
Mhm,
And then I've got an amazing family. And most of my cousins are mixed race.
mhm,
So I had like an internal um battle, I would say,
mhm.
with my hair, because all I saw was like this beautiful curl pattern, and it was just so, you know what I mean? Just like it was just
Mm-hmm.
the wind and all that. Not so that I had a flow. It flows. It flows
Mm.
I know what you
differently.
mean, though.
But I was like, oh, their hair just looked so luxurious to me, and I had an internal battle with that.
Mhm.
And then going through school, primary school, I went to predominantly white school, so there wasn't really much anybody really like me,
Yeah.
apart from the last year when my twin, literally this girl that looks exactly like me, came to
Oh,
the school, and I was so happy. But anyway, and then secondary school it was kind of similar.
Mm.
So until I found like a good group of girlfriends, black girls, and I felt apart because we all had similar hair. But so it's only, I would say, it's only really as the natural hair movement started to pick up, and I will say, don't quote me, but I will say that maybe the last 3 years or so,
mm-hmm.
did I become a bit more confident about my own hair.
Mm.
Mm.
And don't get me wrong, I've got a lot to learn. Like I've got a lot to, because I really want to start again, to be honest. But that's a whole other thing. But um, I think I feel like I felt it both sides. Um, my dad. My dad has always wanted my mum to have like long hair, like he's got. I think it's old Jamaican man thing, you know. They just love long hair. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
um,
Let's
so
not
like
break that down.
yeah. So you know like Chantal's hair length is just like long to your foot and bottom. Do you know what I mean? Like
Bruh.
they love that. Do you know what I mean? And my
I do.
mum's hair has always been short, and I'm like my hair's not that long, and I'm like okay, well, you know. So I remember when I cut my hair. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You would have thought
What?
that I went packed my stuff and went to
Yes.
Iraq. So when I cut my hair, my mum was very supportive as she was. I was very nervous. She was kind of like very supportive, egging me on type thing.
Mhm.
But my dad's one of those people that doesn't really notice anything anyway. So it took him a while for him to notice that I cut my hair. And when I did it, it was like a whole thing. And you would have thought that I've like, you know, decided to steal a plane or something. Like the way he was reacting, I was just like, I had to say to my dad, like, Dad, can you tell me the last time you did my hair? Silence. I said, okay, I'll be upstairs then.
Mm.
Because by this point, by the way, guys, I'm you know, over the age. But I mean, still, I'm like, I would understand if you was doing my hair on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Feel some type of way. But you ain't never touched my hair.
Well, what Chantal would say.
Girl. Girl.
Yo, you gotta be real.
That's me. That's me. But obviously, you know, I'm sure all of us have had our hair blown and straightened and pressed and all those sort of things growing up.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah, pressing was not fun, man. Although
no.
that was my answer to like not getting it perm. So when people used to be like, in fact, that was the one thing that I used to hate when people were like, "Ah, black people's hair can't grow." I'd be like, "Is it? Get out the straightness, straighten that bad boy out." I'd be like, "What you say?"
Exactly.
That would be the fun.
I mean, I must admit, I've had to learn to love my hair.
Mm.
I think my mom didn't really love my hair. And it was just, yeah, I think when I have daughters, I'm going to get them to appreciate their hair, whatever it looks like, whatever it is. I have
Yeah.
to. It really took me in my like not late, mid to late 20s, did I say? For me to really appreciate my hair. And that is because I took more time with it and I learned to like it. And it isn't like Becky's.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
And that is
But I
okay. In
had
fact,
an
it's more than okay.
envy of the easiness I saw them with their hair.
Yeah, I can't lie. That's true, you know. That's
Does that
true.
make sense? I feel like it's easier for them because of there's an assumption that, you know, all these different, even when you look at the adverts for hair, rarely do I see, it's only in the last probably, but I haven't been watching for TV for a while. It's only really in the last 5 years, I would say, probably a bit longer, I don't know, where they've put darker skins. And it's only a glimpse. It's only a little 5 minutes.
5 second shot.
5 seconds, even less than that, depending. And you don't even know if the hair's real or she's got a she's got a hairpiece on. Do you know what I mean? But you do see mixed race girls more as well than black girls on these adverts.
You know, I think part of it as well is self-love. I think the more that we've learned to love ourselves as people, as individuals, Chantal, Nakeem, I mean, we've come to love our hair as well as a part of our crown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And this recent hair movement has really helped.
Yeah, definitely.
Trend. I feel like it was a trend in certain stages of life as well. I remember the 60s seeing different types of people with how beautiful. how well you can maintain your hair. And I feel like there was probably more black-owned products back then compared to in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because I think that... Go on. Say again.
It's been a journey.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I think, you know what? I'm trying to think. I think the only time I really started to hate my hair was when other people made me notice how different it was. So I think, like, there's been a number of times that this has happened, and each time I get furious with it. And I got into a bit of a heated argument with a family member over it at one point as well, which I didn't understand. Anyway, I'll tell you what happened. So, and it's happened multiple times. But anyway, so there's one time I was on a train, and I've told you the story, and we had a side laughing already. So one time I was on a train,
I don't know
right?
the story.
You might not by the end of it, but yeah. So there's one time I was on a train, because I think this is the most horrific event that has happened to me. In fact, no, hers wasn't the most horrific. There was another. In fact, no. Let's just deal with hers. So yeah. So when I was on a train, and I think I was gonna go visit one of my cousins in London. I was either on the way to or the way back. I can't remember which way it was. And basically, it's this old white lady, very nice white lady.
I mean,
no, she's a really nice white lady. She was all right. Like the whole journey, like we were talking and whatever else. She was telling me about life and whatever. And like I think that day I had like let my hair out, so it was like curled and whatever else. I just let my hair out. It's just everywhere. And I just saw her staring, and I was like, Jesus, no, please don't. No, don't.
I mean,
don't do it, God, no, don't let her do it. And then like we're having a conversation, but every so often, you know, like I see her eyes are like glimpsing upwards and like around, and I was like, Jesus, please, God, just let her just focus on the story that she's got to tell me. Just she's done all right so far. We've done an hour on this train, and we've been good.
Just don't burning out all fucking journey. Sorry.
Yes. So then like at one point she was like, oh, your hair's really cute. I was like, thank you. I was like, please God, don't let her ask the question. But not only did she ask the question, did I get a chance to answer before her hand was here?
No.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, fun times. Because yeah, now your hands are mad. What did we do about that?
And what was you saying? I remember when you're saying this, yeah. We don't know where your hands have been.
I don't know where your hands have been. That's my thing, innit? I don't know where your hands have been. Like if it was somebody I am vaguely acquainted with, I may or may not have reacted this. I mean, I didn't react badly to her because she was old, so I was kind of like, maybe you ain't seen much black people in your lifetime. I don't know, but like, nah, yeah. It didn't make me feel very comfortable, but she's not the only person that's done it. It happens so frequently, it's not even funny, especially when you go to university and stuff. And there are people that, and I love them all because they were all great people. There were people who come from different places and maybe have never interacted with a diverse population before. I'm being as nice as I possibly can because they are very nice people. Like I actually remember at one point, one of my friend's boyfriends, he was like, my entire town is white. Never met a black person until I came here. You were like the first black person I've ever had like deep conversations with.
Did he want to touch your hair?
Yes. Yes, he did. He really did. Him, it wasn't so bad. Just because at least I can kind of account that he washed his hands because he came out the kitchen. So I'm a bit of a germaphobe. That's the only reason. So it's like, yeah. But nah, he did want to touch my hair though. Again,
it's not cool.
It's not just those two. I can't just say it's those two. It's a plethora of people that it's happened in my 30 years.
It's happened to every black person has received ask and grab.
What's nice about my experience that it's always been the weave or the extensions. That it's not even weave; it's more extensions or crochet that I have. So
I don't think I'd mind that much.
We can work with that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd mind that as much if
but
it was
my own hair. Other than I've had
both.
comments more so comments like, "Oh, look how her hair looks" or whatever when I've had the natural hair stuff. But never.
Do you know what, Nikki? I remember when all of us used to work at that place that we all met at.
Yeah.
I love Brianna, as well. I love you though.
Yes.
I think Nikki was going on holiday, and I think she was probably at work the week before she was going or something like that. And Nikki got her hair done.
Nikki got her hair done?
Yeah, but listen to this. Okay, in the black world, listen to how basic this is. She got her hair done in braids, not a problem. Nothing to us, it was braids, yeah? Oh my God. By the time I came to work, everyone was like, well, not everyone, certain people were like, oh my God, Nikki was got her hair done. Oh my God, Nikki was hair. You should look, it's probably different, you know. So I'm thinking, oh my God, Nikki was got some 29-inch weave, you know what I mean? I'm thinking it was something like glorious and ringlets and coloured up, you know what I mean? I'm thinking all these things. When I came in, Nikki was like, Harry, and I said, hold on. I just a box braid she have.
It was just because they were bobbed box braids, man. One of my favourite hairstyles.
And don't get me wrong, he was banging, so it's not that. But I was like, but you know, it was the excitement that those people came to me with it, like, you know what I mean? I was thinking, you know, this is the everyday thing. Like, we grew up with singles, ain't nothing different.
Really and truly.
Exactly, yeah.
Really and truly. Especially around summertime when it comes to PE day.
Hello, listen, I'm ordering my hair now on Amazon to get ready for springtime. I'm like, is this a real thing? But everyone's had ask and grab, and the only reason I call it that is because we really don't even get a chance to even answer.
You don't get a chance to answer, and the thing is, if it was just one or two, it's just I don't know what it is. Like, I don't understand. Like,
I do.
You know, yeah. Well, we know what it. We know what it is. We're about to say we know what it is psychologically, but you know what we need to start doing? We need to start going around and touching their hair, just going, oh, can I? Oh, can I?
But me here, we are. I know what you're saying. Like, play them at their own game, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But why no star? Me see certain things in certain people here. You know.
No, I know me either. Like the most recent one, I had the person put their hand out to touch, and I had to just dodge like.
Yeah, you need to dodge.
Done that the bubble
like Matrix, like
for real.
You gotta be acting like you're dancing, just
And they look at me shocked, and I'm like, no. I said, listen, hello. You don't just put your hand in.
Don't put your hand in.
To me, that's as disrespectful as me eating my beautiful food and you put your nasty hand in my food.
Well, there you go.
You know what? I like your comparison compared to the one I had.
But
don't put your nasty in my food. So don't put your nasty in my hair.
Yeah, I think that's though, if it was any other. If it was any, you could say any other race, or even if you're saying like if it's any other type
black
of thing.
Black girls don't do it to me, or black guys don't do that to me.
No, they don't. But no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is like if it was any other thing, like if someone just touched you.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, any other
someone
race.
just touched you. It's not even necessarily just the racing. It would be assault. It would be classed as assault. Someone just touched you because they felt.
You never touch me to assault me if you even spit in my direction.
True.
That is assault. True. You get arrested.
But so I don't understand how come it's,
because remember we're the underdog, so it's acceptable for us because.
So I should be petted because I'm the underdog.
Because we only just got rights to our hair yesterday. How are you being?
Well, and when we react, we're being angry black women or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, don't get wrong. For me, like Chantal says, for me, a lot of it is based on who you are to me and my relation to you.
Sure.
So, for example, if it was one of you two, if I came in with a new hairstyle, one of you two just pull my ringlet, cool, because you know what it is. You know what I mean? You know, even if it was one of my. Sorry again.
Sorry, keep going, sweetie.
Oh, okay. Even if it was one of my non-black friends that I'm cool with,
yeah,
you know, and she was just asking because she genuinely wants to know and not trying to be disrespectful,
yeah,
then we could have a conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
But if you're Bobby Longstocking, hello, where are you going?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Should I just come in your house and
There
start
you go. Yeah, no.
What are you doing?
No, we don't.
true.
No, we don't. We don't do that.
How do you?
You
Sorry,
can't
go
do
on.
things like that.
How do you think we can get other people to understand the violation, or how it feels to be like that? Because like, I don't think, like, I was literally taken down for this. Like, it was a comment. There was a comment that I made on my own social media, based on experiences that I had, and I said, some Caucasians need to learn not to do this, because it was actually getting to a point by where I think it happened almost every other week for about 3 months.
That's annoying.
And that was just the summertime. It was just because it was summertime and my hair was out. So then it was people on the bus, people on the train.
Man.
And I was like, this is getting too, and it was aggravating me. So I was trying, so one of my, in fact, I still say she was a friends from my master's course when I was doing it at the time. She came at me hard, saying that it was a racist thing to say, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so how am I racist when I'm the one that's getting petted like I'm a dog? Then I had one of my mixed race cousins then jump in on her bandwagon, basically saying that I was wrong.
What?
Yeah, this is the thing. This is a whole argument. So I was like, but it's not just me. I was like, if it's just me, then I would say, okay, maybe it's my perspective, because that's what they were trying to say. It's my perspective. And I was like, this is not just a me thing. This happens all the time, and it's not okay.
No.
And basically they were basically saying that, you know, I was wrong to keep it up or whatever. So eventually, because I didn't want to have an argument with my cousin, that's my family, I blocked her. Because I didn't want to have an argument with my friend, I was like, listen, you can do one of two things. You can take this as an experience, and maybe it's something that you don't understand because it doesn't happen to you. That's fine. Or you can just remove yourself from my social media. It's one of the two. I'm not going to remove it just because you think X, Y, and Z. Needless to say, my friend, yeah, it became a whole thing. It really did become a whole thing. And like, to the point by where my cousin was even upset because I'd blocked, and I was like, but you're my cousin and you're backing someone you don't know, first and foremost. Secondly, you are like, you know, if you felt like that, you could have come and talked to me, or you could have messaged me privately. You have to do that all up in the comments. Like, I don't mind if it's like, if you put it in the comments, that's your business, but I will block you, because I'm not going to have an argument with my cousin. Not doing that. Especially not in front of everybody, because I feel like that's common decency. But, and then even to the point, because she married a Caucasian guy as well. If she's listening, big up. If she's not listening, it's okay. But like, she married a Caucasian guy, and then he kind of brought it up to me as well. I was like, like, listen, yo, it's not the color of the people necessarily that do it. It's just that they so happen to do it more. And I was like, if you did it, it wouldn't be a problem to me, because you're you and I know who you are. It's just it's when it's random people are touching me, and I'm like, that would be assault. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I get it. Well, he said he got it. I don't know if he got it or not, but he said he got it at the time.
But at least it sounds like at least he's a bit more willing to try and understand compared to the others. And going back to your question, I think, kind of like what I said earlier, I think the only way to get them to understand is to not to say that we need to do anything to them, not that at all, I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is get them to understand by using something that they cherish, or something that has been used against them as a weakness to kind of keep them, which is not much, but
I was about to say what? Because they're the standard, isn't it?
Well, as a people, it wouldn't work because they haven't been, you know, pushed out or whatever. But as individuals, as individuals. So, for example, like I said, like if I came into your house and started touching up your daughter's head randomly,
No, that's true.
I'm
you know
just
what I
trying
mean?
to
It's something that
phrase it. Is it benevolent racism what they're doing? And should we just be saying, this is benevolent racism, like,
No.
or microaggression? Why should we not just be blatant and just say, look, this is, I know you might not mean it this way, but this is how it is.
Mhm.
I'm not a dog.
Mhm.
You're othering me by wanting to touch my hair.
Mhm.
That's racist or racial.
Yeah. And it might be that they don't realize it,
But
they do need to
that's
come to a
even
place
worse.
where it is worse. It can be
And
worse
if you
because that means you're not acknowledging what you're doing.
if they don't realize it, that's even rather worse.
I
That
mean,
means that you're not empathizing with the person that you're trying to pet or whatever. I don't know whether I'm being a bit harsh.
I think
I don't know.
no, but I think a lot. I think it's a conversation. I think if you just break it down to the fact that they said, "Am I a dog?
We shouldn't have to
Is
break
there a
this
reason
down.
why I need to be petted?" And then introduce. Sorry,
Sorry to cut you, baby. I said we shouldn't really
it's
be
all right.
breaking. We
It's
shouldn't
all
have
right.
to
And
break.
then
We shouldn't have to educate the.
no, well, unfortunately, we kind of have. Well, not have
I
to,
think
but
we do. Yeah.
I think there's a conversation either way that needs to be had.
Mm.
So not to everybody. Don't get it wrong. Even if it's one, even like what Chantal said, it was one status, one conversation, whatever. Just break it down to the basic form of, you're dehumanizing me type of thing. And then you can give it to them as it's benevolent racism. You're just being racist and this is how you're doing it. Boom, boom, boom. And then done. Do you know what I mean? After that, it's up for them to go on, you know what I mean? But you as an individual, then you from that point on can say, you know what, you're being racist. You're discriminating against me because of X, Y, Z. You don't go out and touch. You don't go out and touch any other races' hair or any other races or any other races anything. But you feel because at one point you guys what's it called?
Owned us.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, you're right. Right word, but wrong word.
Enslaved.
Yes, enslaved us. Yes.
Yeah, you enslaved us. Do you know what I mean? You controlled us or whatever as a group. And so still, you still have that mentality that you feel that you're superior enough that you can walk up to me, a random Joe in the street, and pet me.
Yeah.
But you might as well throw the dog biscuit too and bring me the lead.
Come on now, and get annoyed at me when I'm annoyed by it.
Yeah, and then when I address it with you, because I like Chantal said, a lot of them out there genuinely don't realize and genuinely don't see it like that. However, it's not an excuse.
It's not from my eyes.
And then some of them just know and don't care.
Because even if you think of empathy in its naturalist form, for crying out loud, and there was no race involved, would you not then think to yourself, wouldn't that person feel a little bit uncomfortable with me asking that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. First of all, why would it even come across your mind? Wouldn't you feel uncomfortable to even go up to someone and tap them on the head anyway?
You should do, because I'm thinking like even if you were, or if I were to have been Caucasian and just happened to have really curly hair, I don't really think anybody would want to come and touch it.
No.
I don't feel like that would be the case, but for some reason.
We have to ask Curly Sue.
You say Curly Sue?
We have to ask Curly Sue, yes, a white girl that's got curly hair.
Oh wait, the movie Curly Sue. Oh wait, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Sorry.
But nah, I think this is definitely a topic, because I think a topic for conversation, because I think especially for young Black girls, maybe if they experience that, then they can start to learn to hate their hair. Because I'm not even gonna lie, that's why I started to braid my hair a lot more. Because I just didn't want people in it.
Hear a little bit.
And that's sad. Why should we have to limit how we express ourselves because somebody else can't control their desire to touch your head?
That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm coming from.
So I think, you know what, Nikki, I think it really depends. I think it depends on who you're talking to. Because if you're talking to someone who's willing to learn, then yeah, have a conversation, break it down. But if you're talking to someone that's not, then you can just say it straight up, boom, you're being racist
Yeah,
because of X, Y, Z.
yeah. Then we got to navigate which of the two we're dealing with, or the three. Because there might be other variables, like those that don't know, generally don't see it like that, or those that actually being ignorant. And
Go ahead, Nikki.
so we've basically got to like navigate these different microaggressions, let's call them. We're magicians, man, I'm telling you.
You gotta be. But
I think the more... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, darling, go ahead.
I think the more that we, as like young women, young Black women, share it with each other and talk about it, the more that message will keep spreading.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? And I think the more that, and then you know, our children and our children's children and so on, like we have been doing with this natural movement and things like that. I think a lot of it is just word of mouth. Like Solange said, don't touch my hair.
Don't touch it.
That is a takeaway message, guys. Do not touch our hair. No,
yeah, like what is the need? I don't touch your hair. I know it's exciting, I know it's beautiful, and it's colourful, and it's shiny and oily and smells amazing, but I don't come up to you and start touching your neck because you've got new perfume. Do you know what I mean? Like, sit down.
Yeah, it's just a disrespect thing.
Took me to dinner because we bought new sausages today. Like, calm down, mate.
Oh, good.
Nah,
Okay. Go on. What are you saying, Nikki, man?
No, I agree.
Yeah, man. So I think maybe like a lot of our takeaway messages today are don't touch nobody you don't know. Although that shouldn't really have to be a takeaway message, but I feel like it is. Don't touch nobody you don't know. Or at least wait for the answer if you want to touch someone you don't know. I don't know why this is actually, although then again, if you got a Me Too movement, I'm guessing you have to be told. Some people have to
you need consent, man.
Yeah.
Thirdly, I think that the third message is like, you know, to try and be comfortable in your own skin, because it can be hard to be comfortable in your own skin, especially if you know who you are and what you are isn't seen to be the standard. If you differ from that in any way, shape, or form, trying to be confident in that is a lot harder to do, but it's possible.
It is possible.
Very
it's
possible.
About looking inward and liking your qualities and liking your skills and learning different qualities and skills to
most definitely
be a better person, to then be a better friend, be a better partner, mother and father, and all of them things there. But
all the things that make us up as people.
Our legacy, our identity, our purpose.
Most definitely. I agree with that 1,000%. So I think like we need to move anyway from being so aesthetically inclined. I think that definitely need to look more at the inside and the internal. So regardless of what my external looks like,
come on now.
You know what I guess the biggest takeaway message is focus on the inner you. The outer you will always shift and change and morph and whatever else. And
absolutely.
So yeah, man. So guys, thank you for joining us for another Sweet Talks edition. Thank you for joining us for another Sweet Talks edition in the quarantine season. Hope that, you know, this reaches you and hopefully speaks to some of your experiences. If you've got any of these experiences, comment back on the YouTube page, on the Spotify, on the Instagram, wherever you want to contact us and just let us know how you are feeling about the show. And if there's anything else that you want us to cover, we've got a couple more topics, but let us know anything else that you want us to cover. So, from us to you, good love and goodbye. Good night.
Good love.
Bye.